I don't know if some of you remember recently on the news, there was a hearing or something, I don't know, it was in Washington. And this is reported on Reuters. Facebook, Google accused of antitrust, anti-conservative bias at U.S. Senate hearing. This is dated April 10th, 2019. And it says Republican senators on Wednesday said Alphabet Inc.'s Google, Facebook Incorporated, and Twitter Inc. discriminate against conservative viewpoints and suppress free speech, suggesting antitrust action could be a solution. Senator Ted Cruz, who chairs the Senate Judiciary Committee, said many Americans believe big tech firms are biased against conservatives and pointed to some anecdotal examples. While no one wants government speech police, he said there are other remedies. Does that sound familiar? They said these guys say they don't want government speech police. Well, I got a message to the senators out there and the representatives and any other politician out there. Our government is probably one of the biggest suppressors of free speech. I myself and many others out there on YouTube exercise our free speech and we get knocks on our door. I've had 2 separate incidents already. A couple years ago, I had them calling me up, bothering my employer. Now, most recently, they've gone to my employer 3 times within a 2 to 3 week period, asking questions. Now, at first, I thought it was about New Jersey Exposed, but then I realized it may not be about New Jersey Exposed. I have another YouTube channel. It was called Black Hawk Lakehurst. And it was just a hobby channel of mine. I'm near an airport. I'd be out there, Black Hawk helicopters would land. I record them. Have them land, record them taking off. I've also been a two-way radio technician for the last 30-some years. So I have a lot of knowledge in the communications business back in the day. Things have changed a lot since I've been involved in it. And one of my hobbies is I got scanners and stuff. And I like to monitor the military. Particularly the Black Hawks. When they're flying, there'd be 2, 3 of them in a row, they're talking to each other. And I like to hear that. It's a challenge to see if I can track down the frequency and get it. And a lot of the information that I have obtained is public knowledge. If you go to the right website, there's a website called Radio Reference. It's got lots of frequencies on there, according to your area. So if you got a scanner, that's the place you go, radioreference.com. And it suddenly dawned on me what this is all about. Because it can't be New Jersey Exposed. It's been around for too long. They've already beaten the drum on that one. And I think what has happened is maybe, I don't know, a month ago, 2 months ago, I don't know what it is. I had recorded some communications between some helicopters flying around. And there's one of the National Guard Facebook pages over here that's in New York on Long Island. Could be another one, it could be Lakehurst, I don't know. And I probably posted, I believe I posted a link to the video. Just a harmless thing. Say, hey guys, I got your helicopters flying over the Hudson River or over the Verrazano Bridge, or I saw you coming around Coney Island. That's all it was. I think I captured some other military helicopters, Black Hawks, Chinooks, going down to the Fort Dix bombing range. So I have the audio. I put it up online on that Facebook page. It's just a hobby, just for people to say, oh, that's interesting. That's all it was. And I put it on their Facebook page, and it probably dawned on me that, you know, in this day and age, they're probably a little nervous about me, about doing this. But again, I didn't break any laws. If I did, they would have come arrest me by now, don't you think? So once again, I'm getting a knock on the door. Not my door, on my employer's door. 3 times. Came there once. They caught one of the employees. My phone was off. They couldn't get a hold of me. Second time they show up in the morning, I'm not there. And they grill my employer for information. And he's an innocent victim in this whole thing. And he's got to get riled up. And then finally they show up like 2-3 nights later again thinking I'm working. And I wasn't working. And now they're riling, getting the other employee, getting him scared. And my boss scared. And then they got to do stuff where they got to go down and look at one of my vehicles that I use for storage and stuff, which is right by my employer. And they got to get the cops there and all that. I mean, I don't know if that's intimidation or what. I mean, I don't know the definition any better than that. I mean, you can tell your employer you're innocent, you haven't done anything wrong all day long. But they don't know that. They just know that, hey, why are they here? What's going on? What are you doing? And now you're up for the next 3 nights trying to figure out what it is that you did, because I don't want to be in trouble. I don't want to go to federal prison. I don't want to have to spend money and time and go to court and lose jobs and have more havoc in my life. But all because either I said something or I'm doing something on New Jersey Exposed. I looked at all my videos back a couple months now. There's nothing. They're all very benign. But I look at the Black Hawk Lakehurst channel that I had up. There's only like 2 subscribers. One's a friend. I don't know who the other is. And it's just a bunch of helicopters taking off and landing in an airport. Or I caught them flying over the ocean or something like that. And I catch some of their communications. And anybody with a programmable scanner can monitor it if they're in the area within range. Anybody. I'm not using some kind of high-tech receiver to pick them up. It's all in the clear. It's analog in the clear. Just have to know where to look. And I will say every programmable scanner out there in the market, you can put the frequencies in and listen. And again, I put that video up just as entertainment for people, for my own knowledge, to play it back. And I think they have contacted the feds over this, and that is what's got everybody's panties in a bunch. It's just a sad state that we're in, that you can't do anything anymore. You got to watch everything you say on social media, because this is what happens. Our freedom is being eroded. And I don't, what's the solution to this? Maybe white America needs to stop living in fear. Maybe politicians need to start stepping up and stopping it. 9/11 was 2001. It's 18 years ago. Maybe it's time to relax a little bit. Trump has announced that ISIS is all but destroyed. Yeah, we're always going to have terrorists. There's always going to be some idiot out there that's got to go out and do something stupid. They're always going to be them, and they've always been there. Nothing's changed. The only thing changed is we have 24-hour news feed now. In the old days, if Walter Cronkite didn't talk about it, you didn't hear about it. If he wasn't on the front page of the newspaper, you didn't hear about it. Now, we've got all kinds of news services out there reporting everything and every little thing. And I would say this about the feds, the FBI. I tend to think that they're running out of things to do. So now they're going to start focusing on little things. Little people like me, benign people like me, who are not out there hurting anybody, don't wish to hurt anybody, and they're just like looking at you with a microscope. And they come and they knock on your door and they want to come talk to you. They won't tell you over the phone what it is they want to talk to you about. It's all the mind games. They just keep playing these mind games, and you really, I don't care how good you are out there, you really, it takes a toll on you. It mentally takes a toll on you. I know when I got that, I found out that they were there at the job. It kind of bothered me a little bit, but then I had nothing happen for a week and 2 weeks, and I calmed down a little bit, and all of a sudden I get a phone call, and I found out they're at it again, and it's like, just leave me alone. I'm not bothering anybody. Well, I am bothering people, but I'm doing it lawfully. I'm just out here trying to make the world a better place. I'm trying to do away with corruption. I was exercising a hobby that many people are into. You go on the internet, you can type in scanner, monitoring frequencies, government frequencies, all kinds of stuff comes up. It's a hobby. I don't know. But I would say this to the senators out there: you worried about YouTube? Maybe the FBI is not going to come bother you, and you're worried about Facebook and YouTube and Google and all that because it's screwing up your message. Well, I got a message. The government, your government that you're running, is screwing my life and every other person's life up. You had that guy down in forget where it's at, down there in South Jersey. He didn't do anything wrong. I watched his videos. He did absolutely nothing wrong. He made no threats to anybody to hurt anybody. He said, come election time, you're going to be out of a job. Yeah, we're going to get you voted out. What's wrong with that? Boom. They're knocking on his door. Oh, just want to clarify things. What's there to clarify? Where's the law that was broken? Come knock on the door and clarify the law that was broken, because you know what? No law has been broken. So tomorrow, Monday, I will be calling them up and I'll be letting them know that I'm not talking to them, not answering any of their questions. I'm going to exercise and invoke my Fifth Amendment right. I'm going to remain silent. If they don't want to tell me what it's all about, and they just want to kind of blindside me by me showing up, and all of a sudden they got to hit me up with all these questions about something, and now I got to think on my feet, it's not happening. It's not happening. And I'm not in a position right now to pay a lawyer thousands of dollars to sit here and play this stupid game with them. So come Monday, I'm not answering any questions, because I haven't broken any laws. Therefore, I don't have to explain myself to anybody. And I would recommend this to everybody else that has this situation, because this happened to me last time when they came bother me. It was about 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. And I told them I'm not answering any questions. And that had to do with Gunnison Undercover channel. And I remember that FBI guy said to me, I said, what's the problem? I took pictures, so what? He goes, well, it's what you took pictures of. I took pictures of things I could see from a public place. And I would apply that to Black Hawk Lakers. I took pictures of helicopters from a public place. Airport knew I was out there taking those videos. I don't do it anymore. So what's the problem? And the audio that I got, it's public knowledge. It's out there. It's not scrambled. If the military doesn't want them to hear them talking, then they need to scramble it. Simple as that. They got the technology in those Black Hawks. Those helicopters cost $7 million. Those radios have scrambling capabilities in them. Well, that's America for you, folks. This is the day and age that we're living in.